Hello, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Ace Haggerty, and I am so excited to be here today. Today, I am going to be talking about what to do in times of uncertainty. So, I've been doing this show all week by myself, and it's getting a little bit lonely. So, for anybody listening to this show, listening to this recording, I want you to interact with me. So, when I ask a question, I want to get your answer. I want you to say it out loud. Sometimes I want you to say it with conviction. Sometimes I want you to say it with absolute certainty. So, if you're willing to play along, I think this is going to work out really well today. So, before I get started, I want to ask you the question right now, today in your life, are you dealing with uncertainty in one part of your life, in multiple parts of your life? Think about it for a minute. What parts of your life are you dealing with uncertainty right now? I'd like you to say it out loud. For me, one of the things that I'm dealing with as far as uncertainty is finding a place to live. I don't know where I'm going to live. Right now, I'm kind of a nomad. I don't have a house anymore in Nashville. I'm up in Pennsylvania. I'm going to be going back to Nashville here in about a week, but not having a consistent place to live. I didn't realize how much of a mind screw that would be. So, if you're having any sort of uncertainty, how does that make you feel? What do you feel in your body? What does your mind tell you when you're in times of uncertainty? I think everybody listening can agree at least on one thing, and that no matter where we are in our lives, no matter what's going on in our lives, we are all dealing with uncertainty in one form or another. And the reason for this is that life is always going to be uncertain. If there's one thing that's constant in life, well, besides death and taxes, the other consistent thing about life is it is always going to be uncertain. If life was completely certain, how? Well, one, it would be completely boring if we knew everything that was going to happen all the time. But at the same time, would life even be fulfilling at that point if we knew everything that was going to go on, everything that was going to happen? So, for everybody who's dealing with uncertainty right now, I wanted to just discuss three simple things that you can do when you're in times of uncertainty. There's no particular order to this. I've just got three things that I use and that I do when times are uncertain. All right. First thing, faith. When times are uncertain, that's when you have to have faith. Now, I'm not talking for me, it's faith in God. But for you, it can be faith in a higher power, a faith in the universe, a faith in the divine, whatever you want to call it. However, when you have faith in something, you understand that no matter what is happening around you, no matter what's going on in your life or around you, that it's going to work out, that you're going to get through it, that it is not always going to be crazy. It's not always going to be stressful. You have faith that things are going to work themselves out. Because look back in life, even in the most stressful times or even the happiest times, have those lasted forever? Of course not. Everything is not permanent, it's impermanent. So having faith that whatever you're going through right now, you're going to get through it. For me, I rely on God. I believe that having a faith in God has guided me in the lowest points of my life, in the points of my life where I had no clue what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to be emotionally ruined, financially ruined. And it was that faith. And I heard something one time, and I want to share this with you. Somebody told me one time the absence of fear is faith. And the absence of faith is fear. And when we are in times of uncertainty, don't we fear the unknown, right? Isn't that our survival mechanism? We fear what we don't know. And that makes sense, right? If we fear what we don't know, that's going to keep us safe. That's going to give us at least some sort of level of certainty so that we can survive. However, in today's day and age, we're not running from saber-tooth tigers anymore, or bears or lions or getting eaten by anything, but we have uncertainty. And that gets our fight or flight mechanism kicked through the roof. And I don't know about you, but I get very tired of living a life like that. So having faith, having that trust, being able to let your shoulders down and understand that no matter what's going on, you will get through this. The second way you can deal with times of uncertainty is about your daily habits. Why are those so important? I talk about them to keep you moving forward, to get momentum going, to get your modulators like dopamine, epinephrine, get all those things up. But habits also help us deal with uncertainty because when we have a habit, like a positive habit, I'm not talking negative habits like drinking or things like that, television, excessive television watching, things like that. What I'm saying are your habits keep you in a level of certainty because when you're doing habits day in and day out, for the most part, you know what to expect, you know what's going to go on, and you're able to hold on to certain levels of certainty. Like you can control yourself, you can't control anything but yourself. And habits are a great way of tapping into that, leveraging the things that you do day in and day out, or a couple times a week, or a week, a month, or whatever the habit is. Those habits ground you. They give you control for the one thing you can control, and that's yourself. So having daily habits is a great way to work through times of uncertainty. The third thing that I would like to talk about and that you can do in times of uncertainty, it sounds kind of weird, but embrace the uncertainty, embrace the unknown. At first, it might be uncomfortable. At first, you might be thinking, like, what? Embrace the unknown? Well, think about it this way. How many times have you gone to a restaurant where you don't know what's on the menu, or you've been there a million times and you know exactly what you like, but you decide to venture out, or you decide to go try a type of food that you've never had before, or just a new restaurant in general? It's variety. Isn't variety the same thing as uncertainty? The unknown? I know that's a simple little example, but take that. Take that love of variety. You know, people love buying different types of clothes. They don't want to wear the same thing day in and day out. They want to try something else, try something a little edgy. And if you take that point of view and extend it to other parts, like, well, financially, I'm not doing very well and I don't know what's going to be happening in the future. What if you tried saying, hmm, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to embrace the uncertainty of trying something I've never tried to get results that I've never gotten before, whether it's in your business, finances, even a new training regimen or something like that, or doing cold water immersion. Let me embrace the unknown. Let me embrace this uncomfortable feeling. Let me embrace the physical pain that I'm going to get from doing this crazy new workout or jumping into that frigid lake. Let's embrace the unknown. Let's embrace the uncertainty. And you know what? We're going to feel those feelings of fear, anxiety, doubt. All of those things are natural. But just like not trying to avoid those emotions, but embracing those emotions for what they are, just understanding that they're just clues. They're just clues to tell you, hey, something's different. Hey, something's going on. You know that when you for anybody that golfs or does anything even related to golfing, when you go to the driving range and you're hitting some balls, you hit a good ball, you get all excited, and then the next 5 to 10 balls you hit just completely go all over the place, and you're like, "I'm doing the same thing," and you start getting irritated and frustrated. You know that's really epinephrine going through your body that causes you to feel irritated? So it's not that you suck. It's not that you're not very good at golfing. It's literally your body chemicals releasing. And the crazy thing about irritation is if you push through it, hit 7, 10, 15 more golf balls, you push through that too. Embrace the uncertainty of irritation. Embrace the uncertainty of pushing yourself. Get out of your head. And that's really what this all comes down to. Uncertainty is just fear. So, how do we get rid of this fear? Well, we have faith. Faith that we're going to get through this and things are going to get better. We have our habits that we can anchor to. Habits are so powerful. They are so empowering. And we can embrace the uncertainty. I want to give you guys, before I go, I want to give you guys a quick story. And it actually happened this morning. I am up in Pennsylvania right now, and it is Friday. And I've been doing this show all week without my partner in crime. And I've talked about fear of talking by myself, fear of putting myself out there. Is what I'm going to say going to resonate with anybody? You know, all these uncertainties coming up in my head. So I have an alarm clock at 4:30 in the morning. What did I do when my alarm clock went off? Well, I turned over. I hit the snooze button and turned over. And I went back to sleep for about an hour or so. And I got up. I was frustrated with myself that I didn't get up because I didn't know what I was going to do today. I didn't know what I was going to talk about here today. And I started to get ready for the morning. So I was like, okay, habits, 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 habits. I did a couple of my morning habits, breakfast, things like that. Nothing too crazy, but I still felt lethargic. And so I went back to bed and I lay there for about 30 more minutes. And at that time, man, the head trash that was coming through me was just insane. And so I was like, okay, I can't do this all day. I can't do this all day. I've got to show up for the day. I'm not going to get pissed off at myself for not being up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm going to give myself some grace. However, I need to get through this uncertainty right now. I need to get through this fear right now. So what did I do? I got up again and I read my Bible. I didn't want to. And honestly, as I was reading it, I didn't get this like miraculous thing, but I was in tune with God by reading his word. And for me, that always sparks a feeling of faith. Like I'm reading the book of Timothy right now, where Paul talks to Timothy about leading a church as a young leader. And I'm like, man, Paul had a ton of faith because he was uncertain about Timothy running this important church all by himself as a young pastor. I was like, faith. Okay, let's go with faith. Next thing I did, I jumped into a cold shower. Multiple reasons. I knew it was going to get me jacked up, but I had to keep doing things that I knew would get me going. It hurt like hell. It was cold as hell. I was shivering. And usually I end my shower, I turn it up nice and warm so I stop shivering. Today I was like, nope, not going to happen. Got out of the cold shower, freezing cold, got dressed, worked out. And then after the workout, I was like, you know what? Let's just go continue with the uncertainty. I felt a whole hell of a lot better. But by embracing the uncertainty, you let go. You let go of that clinging, you let go of that holding on. And so for today, that's how I dealt with my uncertainty. One, not having my partner here. Two, not knowing where I'm going to live. Three, not knowing what the hell is going to be going on in the next chapter of my life. I don't have absolute clarity, but I know if I'm faithful, I keep to my habits and I embrace the uncertainty, those things are going to come. And a little bonus thing, if you want to get out of uncertainty, get some clarity. Because once you get clarity, you start getting confidence. And confidence will push you towards certainty. So just getting clear on things is a game changer. So I appreciate everybody listening. Thank you once again. This is Ace signing out. I love you all.